What's going on, everybody? Your sunburnt boy here, and today what we're getting into is I've seen a lot of people and a lot of recent discussion about reselling being completely dead, and I actually want to make a video here that is kind of on the opposite side of that, to actually say, hey guys, reselling isn't dead, and I don't think it's going to die anytime soon, really. Although we are in a slump right now, this whole sneaker market thing, sneaker investing, all that, it's not the end of it. And I've seen, again, tons of content about it. We're going to get to discussing what I've seen, and then kind of my thoughts on like what people have been saying, and then kind of, again, my reasons for why I don't think any of this is dead and why I think we still have some time to kind of draw this out. It'll make sense. But yeah, if you guys want more content like this, just subscribe and like down below. We'll keep it very simple. I really want to get into actually discussing this because I'm sure this video won't be too long. That's not really my goal, to make this video super long, but we'll just say like goal. Let's try to like 300 likes on this video. That'd be cool. So that's everything I need to say. Leave your opinions actually on all this down below. I'd like to hear it, and let's just kind of get started. So first things I want to mention. So of course I've seen a lot of YouTubers recently posting about the idea of reselling being dead, not alive anymore. It's kind of at that point where we're going to start seeing, almost all releases going for retail or more releases closer to retail, which I do want to specify the fact that I agree with a lot of people on the fact that we will probably see a lot of normal Jordan 1s and normal releases like that. We'll be seeing a lot of those near retail or at retail, and I agree with that. We're heading back towards, 2017, 2018, kind of that market where a lot of those basic colorways and simple models, depending on what they were and what sneaker model they are at the time, they would go near retail. And back in 2017, 2018, that's when Jordan 1 started to pick up, and they started, not go for retail or those prices as much. Jordan 4s right now, they are hyped, but again, if you look at the market on 4s, it's still pretty, average, like nothing really too crazy. So, if you're really looking to invest in sneakers, buy sneakers right now, the idea is, probably hold your money and wait a little bit. You can buy a couple pairs here and there. I do that. I still have pairs. Here's one pair I resold yesterday, for a profit. Reselling isn't dead. It's just the average pair, like it used to be, where it was just like every pair was reselling. Yeah, we're not at that stage anymore because not everybody's getting, a stimulus check from COVID. People don't just have free money from the government to go spend, because obviously people got those checks, but do you think they were going to use them towards food and things like that? No, people are buying shoes and unnecessary stuff, you know what I mean? And that's why, the sneaker market went so crazy, because a lot of people are taking unemployment checks and like putting it into shoes, which, by the way, I'm not sure if that's legal, so they might be asking for that money back soon, because I had some people DMing me and stuff about that, and I was like, I honestly don't know what to say, because I was like, I'm not going to be claiming no unemployment checks. I don't want something that they're going to be probably asking back from me later down the line. But just kind of get that out the way. I do agree with a lot of these YouTubers on their opinion that, hey, the average, models right now are actually starting to go back to, normal, where, the average consumer could get a pair that they actually like for maybe a retail price, or find a pair they like for near a retail price. We're not at that, kind of COVID stage where, again, everybody's kind of getting, money there, just kind of tossed around, I guess. But second thing I want to mention here is that I feel like a lot of the YouTubers that are commenting on this situation, I'm not going to mention any names, obviously, because I don't know any of this for sure, but a lot of the YouTubers I've seen kind of commenting on, the sneaker market being dead, sneaker market being down, sneaker market crashing right now. Obviously, a lot of them that I've seen talking about it, they weren't mentioning it 4 or 5 months ago when it really was happening, we were here, but it doesn't matter really, though. The main reason I'm bringing that up, though, is because I feel like a lot of the people that have given an opinion on it haven't actually resold sneakers before, or they don't do it very often. And I can tell you, if you've been reselling sneakers, resale is not dead. There's a lot of pairs coming up. We got reverse mochas. There's a couple 4s down the line that have been leaked. 2023 lineup's already looking pretty strong, So if you're someone that's, kind of more involved, I guess I could say I am a little bit more involved. Probably a couple people in my chat as well. Maybe majority of you all, I'm not sure. If you've been a bit more involved, there's been a lot of really good leaks on some upcoming Dunk Lows and collabs and, Jordan 2s, things like that, things near the end of this year. So if you've been paying attention, for stuff later this summer or later into the year, reselling is not going to be dead. We actually might see a little bit of a revival, I think, after the reverse mochas. If they don't tank completely, like if reverse mochas actually stay up at those kind of, Travis fragment low prices or near them, kind of what I again mentioned in my video the other day, if they maintain good, then we might see a slight revival in, the sneaker market, sneaker investing, because I think a lot of people are going to want to buy that pair to hold, and that pair is also going to have insane demand. But Average person is not going to be able to get that one, just to keep it real. So yeah, aside from that, just kind of want to get that out of the way. But another reason that I kind of want to, I guess, defend this idea of why sneaker investing and sneaker reselling isn't dead is because I've had a lot of people mention this in my comment section before, and I mean, I've kind of looked into it, trying to see what I could find. And I mean, if you look at really the earlier days of sneaker reselling, I mean, people have always, kind of bought and sold sneakers. They were doing it in the 90s and early 2000s, things like that. But if you look at kind of like the early 2010s, mid 2010s, there wasn't a lot of stuff that was, really reselling in terms of sneakers. The market was pretty flat. You basically sold a sneaker for whatever price you wanted. There wasn't like a StockX or something that would, determine, what people would pay, over in a region or something like that. It's all just kind of by word of mouth. That's how I remember it used to be in those earlier days. Again, sneaker events used to be a lot more poppin' than they are nowadays. I can definitely say that. But that's just kind of my defense as to why I don't think reselling is dying, is because I think we're moving a lot of this reselling stuff to online. Like I feel like that's going to be our presence over these next couple of years. We'll be seeing a lot of big resellers come up online and kind of a couple maybe new backdoor groups, because Zade Kicks had that whole situation, so we may be seeing some new things like that. And it really all depends, again, if reselling wants to stop, or not if reselling wants to stop, but if reselling truly were to end, it would have to start with these companies actually taking action, the companies that make the sneakers, because they allow it to happen freely. A lot of this backdoor stuff, things like that, they just kind of turn a blind eye. They don't even think about it. So if they want to end reselling, first they got to produce more pairs, which again, there's a lot of regulations and stuff going on right now that are kind of preventing that. So as long as there's trouble with production and things like that, reselling is going to stay for that one reason alone, is things being limited. And that's, again, Military Blacks, a pair that had a pretty fair amount of stock. I mean, look at that. That sneaker's reselling between $310 and $330. That sneaker actually is probably going to be a great hold for the future, and that's kind of a regular, general release pair. So again, reselling isn't dead. It just really depends on what sneaker models you look at, what you buy. If you really like a sneaker, you'll go pay resale for it. And there's a lot of heat coming up. So I just kind of disagree with the idea of, I mean, I do agree that the sneaker market is down. We're in a slump. It's crashed. But the idea that reselling is completely going to be wiped, I can't believe that whatsoever. But again, I haven't really looked too further into what everybody has said, what people's, general opinions are. Because, most of the videos people have made about, the sneaker market crash and things like that, they're good. But, just sometimes I'm just like, unless you actually resell, I don't feel like you'd fully understand what is happening right now. But that's all I really gotta say. So if y'all want more content like this, you have any questions down below, anything you feel like I forgot to mention, I would love to hear it. So just, kind of leave that there. Kind of a shorter video. Again, as I said, I wasn't gonna make it too long, because really what I had to discuss here wasn't something that needed to take a lot of time. The idea is really just to keep it simple. Reselling isn't dead. We're in a slump right now, but we're definitely going to get out of it. There's a lot of heat on the way, and also, I mean, we can't stay in a recession forever. We have to just kind of remember that. We'll eventually get out of it. Things will recover, and once things recover, it's going to be really good for reselling probably. But again, as more people get into reselling, as sneakers get more popular, that is one thing that would end it. So yeah, that's everything I need to say. Subscribe, like, we'll just leave the like goal 300. I think that's what I said at the start. So if we could do that, that'd be great. And I appreciate you guys. So leave anything. I already said leave everything down below. You see how messy my outros are? I just like mess up things left and right. It's a mess. I'll see y'all in the next one. Check anything down below. Peace.